Hi guys, this is P Prince back again doing another video. This is going to be my first drone video, I'm going to obviously just talk you through my drone I'm going to be using to do a lot of live streaming, and obviously just give you a bit of information about the drone so that if you guys are interested, obviously you know what to expect. I don't know how to reply to comments on YouTube. If anyone could leave any information on how to reply to comments that people post, because obviously I would like to reply to people, and also I would like to thank people for tuning in and subscribing to my videos. So if anyone can leave a comment on how I can reply to notifications, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. But yeah, thank you for everyone that is joining in to watch these videos, and obviously I will do as many as I can when I get a chance to. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to introduce my drone. The company that makes my drone is DJI, probably considered around about the best drones that you can buy at the moment. The one I've got is the Phantom Advanced, which is white and silver. There are 3 different types. There's a standard, which is white and red, and a professional, which is white and gold. The differences are that the standard only has a 1080p camera. The Advanced, which I've got, has a 2.7K camera, which is Ultra HD. And then you've got the professional, which is 4K camera, which obviously is 4 times HD, and the battery times are slightly different on each of the drones as well. Obviously, the more high-end one is, will last slightly longer. So anyway, onto the drone. This is the drone itself. This is the DJI Phantom Advanced. As you can see, as I say, it's white and silver. Okay, now with this has roughly takes about an hour and 20 minutes to charge, and for that you'll get about 25 minutes battery life, which is pretty decent. I mean, that's pretty much as you'd need. I did get an extra battery as well, just to obviously make sure, because there's times where I just want to do that bit of extra recording. This is what the batteries look like themselves. Okay, and if you press a little button on there, that will tell you how much power the battery's actually got. I'd say these take about an hour and 20 minutes to charge and about 23 minutes to completely flat. And obviously they slide in the back of there, and there is only one way they will go in. They just obviously slide straight in, and then you just clip them in. Okay, now probably something important to remember with these is you never really want to let them go below about 20%. And you can set in the app itself, because obviously there's an app that you use for your phone, that you can set different thresholds for the battery. So I set mine for about 20%, so that as soon as it gets to that, it will start bleeping, and then I know to obviously bring the drone back, because they do say that if you let them get too flat, or if you run them too low, you can obviously ruin the battery, sorry. Okay, so that's just something to remember. The controller itself looks like this. This bit on the front is for your smartphone or tablet, so you just open that up like so, put your phone or tablet in there, and then obviously you just close it back up to hold it in place, so that obviously you can always keep an eye on the app, because you will need the app to do certain functions. Mostly you can do from here, but you can do certain functions from there. I mean, on here you've got obviously the controller for your camera, so you can tilt your camera up and down, and on this side this is for shutter, so that obviously you can let more or less light in, and then you've got like your play and record buttons on the top, and this is for obviously your different modes of flying. So that's what the control looks like. That takes oh, and this is a on and off button and return home button. I'm not sure how long the battery takes to charge on those. They do take I think about 2 hours or something like that, but and they do last quite a long time, so you won't be charging them obviously a huge amount. In the box you get a few bits. You get the battery charger, which you can see here. Okay, now this comes with 2 different ends on it. One of them is for the controller. So if you turn the controller to the side, open up the little side flap there, then obviously that just slots in there and you can charge from there. With the batteries, you have a little compartment that you can you flip up like that, and you see you've got two silver prongs, and then underneath there you've also got two prongs, so they literally just slide in there like that, and obviously that will charge your battery. Never charge the battery and the controller at the same time. It's not recommended by DJI that you do that, I guess for putting too much strain on the battery charger. Also in the box you do get obviously propellers. You do get 8 propellers, so you get obviously 4 spare ones. Propellers must go on a certain way. They are color coded. Obviously you've got silver and you've got black. It's important that they go on the right way, because obviously if they don't, then your quadcopter will just, you know, it won't fly properly, it will tip over, because they're balanced and they're engineered to obviously go on a certain way. There is stickers that come with the drone, and they will be attached around here to tell you what colours go where. I've taken mine off and stuck them in the box, so that I know that when I put this back in the box, obviously the stickers line up with what colour should be on what propeller. Propellers are nice and easy. They literally just pop on and then spin to screw on and spin to obviously take off. Now the motors do move, so you do have to hold them when obviously you're doing them up or undoing them. And one little bit of equipment that did come with the drone, which I didn't know what it was for, but it's actually very handy, and one of the reasons I like DJI is because they do tend to think of everything, is you have this little interesting thing. Now obviously because the motors actually move, sometimes it's hard to undo these, because as you're trying to undo them, it's making the motor turn around. So these just clip over the front of the actual thing, if you can see like that. They just clip over there, and you just hold that on, so that obviously then you can unscrew that without the motor moving. So really, really handy little bit of kit there. You also get these, which are little replacement white grommets, and they basically are for the camera. They sit on there to stop the camera from vibrating, because obviously they soak up a lot of the vibration, so that when you're flying you get a nice steady picture. The reason my blades are black, they would normally be white, is because these are aftermarket ones I bought. They are made by DJI themselves, but they're carbon fibre reinforced, so they're slightly more aerodynamic, a bit more efficient, and obviously tougher as well. So and they're supposed to cut out a bit more vibration, so it's just you know, for my own personal use, I want to get the best pictures possible, so I'm using these. But I will say the standard propellers are amazing as well. Anything DJI I found that make, they do make good quality products. Even like the fact that, you know, the propellers and stuff come in nice little bags like that as well, just to make it all look nice and professional. That's pretty much all that comes in the box. There is a couple of other bits that I've brought, which I will recommend. This is again made by DJI. That's what I like about DJI. They make sort of pretty much everything. This is actually to help protect the camera, because as you can see, the camera sits on there. It's a fully movable gimbal, so obviously it means that while you're flying it, you can also move the camera about to look wherever you need it to. And this just basically goes over the camera lens and then clips into the top like that, so that, as you can see, holds the camera straight and protects it, obviously the lens, because obviously the last thing you want is to damage that. Also in the box, also something else that I brought as well, is this. Again, it's made by DJI, and it's just something that I had issues with. This is actually a proper sun shield for your phone or tablet. You can get them in different sizes, so basically your phone sits in there, so when it's attached to the camera, obviously like that, the phone sits inside there, and yeah, it just obviously it'll just stop it from obviously the sun hitting the screen, because it is very hard to see when the sun's shining, you're outside and you're trying to see what you're filming. So again, there's something else like recommended to definitely get. And the last thing I've got, these are not made by DJI, however, these are called range extenders. They're just kind of 2 bits of aluminium. The thing I like about these is because they're not a recommended DJI product, in other words, they're not built by DJI, the only reason I've brought them is because they don't actually acquire any fitting other than literally just sliding it over the aerial like that. And that it just focuses the signal more, so obviously you know, you will get a better range. Obviously if you've got something obstructing your signal, it isn't going to help, but in clear line of sight these will definitely improve how far the distance you can get. I was getting about 2,500 feet without them, and I got about 5,500 feet with them. So they definitely do make a difference. The recommended distance on these drones, the actual flying distance, is about 1.6 miles, but there are a lot of reports of them actually being able to fly a lot more than that and a lot further. I mean, apparently you can go to like 16,000 feet or something, which is obviously insane. The other nice things I like about these drones, which is why I'm going to be using them, is because they do self-level. So basically, if you let go of all the controls, they will literally just sit and hover in place. They fix to a number. They actually link to a load of satellites in space, which helps obviously, which obviously holds them in position when they're hovering. And because of that as well, they also record the home point which they take off from, so that if you ever lose range or it goes out of signal or anything like that at all, the drone knows where it took off from and will automatically fly back to you and land itself if you lose signal or the battery goes flat on the controller, obviously, which is just a really nice feature. I had one before which didn't have that, and I did nearly lose it. So that's why I decided to obviously invest in something like this. They are a little bit more expensive. Obviously this is like £700, but the quality of the camera, the fact that you can't really ever lose it, because they will always obviously fly back home if it ever loses signal, and it can automatically take off and land itself. And you know, it has got a load of safety features which are really nice. I mean, the app tells you all sorts of things like whether it's safe to fly, and you know, it tells you that the aircraft's warming up and things like that, so that you know, and when it's linked to the satellite, so that you shouldn't ever really be able to fly it, you know, if it's not ready to fly, which is again something I like. I like the safety features. Also, it knows all the no-fly zones, so the majority of the time, if you're trying to fly anywhere near an airport, it just won't let you, which again is a really nice safety feature, because you know, we've all got to be responsible, and if people are not responsible with these, eventually there's going to be all sorts of laws slapped on them, because people are being idiots. A few things to remember is always try and keep it in line of sight. Always you can't go above 400 feet in height, and you mustn't fly over any open air event that's got more than 1,000 people, or over any majorly congested obviously city. Generally I wouldn't start recording until you hit about 150 feet, because they do recommend that, you know, just for privacy reasons, you don't record until you're at a certain height, just so that, you know, you're not, you know, you can't see in people's windows and things like that, because there are still people that are quite funny, and you know, and just they don't really understand drones, so you know, they just instantly think, they hear the word drone, they think you're spying on them. Anyway, so that's really most of the stuff covered. The maximum wind speed you can fly these is around about 20 miles an hour. I personally wouldn't fly them in any more than 15 miles an hour, and I would also check the wind gusts, because obviously, even though the wind speed might be below 20 or 15, the actual wind gusts might be obviously a lot higher. And I would also recommend going onto the App Store and downloading an app called UAV, which is like a personal weather system for people that have got radio control aeroplanes and aircrafts, that gives you very accurate weather conditions and tells you where the satellites are that you can link to, and stuff like that, so that you know when you're flying that there are going to be visible satellites that you can link to, because again, that's very important to ensure that you don't lose your drone. yeah, so I mean that's really about it. But I would probably recommend buying a drone that's a bit cheaper, probably one without a camera to start with. Or if you want just a basic one, you can get them for about 100, 120 quid with just a standard camera, just to get you used to, like, you know, doing some basic filming. Always keep it low, always keep it close to start with. I would recommend a good few weeks of practice before you decide to buy something a bit more expensive, and and actually risk flying it sort of nearer its maximum limits, because again there's so many things that until you start flying them, you won't be confident with. So yeah, it's just a matter of practicing before you go all out. Also, I will say as well, on this particular one, it can live stream straight to YouTube, which is why I'm going to be doing most of my videos. So obviously I will post schedules of what days I'm going to be flying, assuming the weather stays okay, and then you guys can tune in and actually watch the videos live as I'm actually recording them. And that's about it really. Obviously I'm going to do some more videos on my other two drones, because I've got two more cheaper drones, which I started off with, which I will do little videos on those. If you guys want any more further information, just leave the comments below, and I will do my best to when I do my next video to address anything that I obviously might not have covered in this current video. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's been it's been a pleasure, and obviously I will do as many videos as I can. Hopefully I will, again, this is all new to me. It's only the third video I've done, so I'm still learning, and obviously I will streamline my videos more and more, so they don't become more and more boring, and to try and keep them sort of more short and sweet and to the point. And obviously as time goes on, I get better and better at this. Obviously, hopefully my videos will improve. Anyway guys, thank you very much. Hope you all have a great day and a great weekend, and look forward to obviously seeing you all again soon. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Prince. Take care. See you again soon.